Hello everyone, myself Dr. Sharmila Pandey from Sage University Bhopal. Today I will discuss regarding the surface tension. So what is surface tension? Surface tension is a property of the surface of a liquid that allows it to resist an external force due to the cohesive nature of its molecules. So surface tension is a physical property. It is the property of liquids. And what is that? This is to resist an external force due to the cohesive nature of its molecules. The cohesive forces between liquid molecules are responsible for this phenomena, and the molecules at the surface of a glass of water do not have other water molecules on all sides of them, because on the top layer they don't have any water molecules on the top of them. So they only have next to them and below them, but not above. It is not really true that a skin forms on the water surface. So there is no skin formation. The stronger cohesion between the water molecules as opposed to the attraction of the water molecule to the air makes it more difficult to move an object to the surface than to move it when it is completely submerged. So the best example of surface tension is a paper clip made of steel can indeed float on the water surface. The high surface tension helps the paper clip with much higher density float on the water. Okay, so we have to remember that surface tension is basically resist to penetrate. That means so the objects will have difficulty in penetrating the surface of the water, and that is why it will float on the water. Okay, so to discuss it in details, here in the picture we can see that the surface layer, that is the interface, it has liquid molecules on the beside it, below it, but not on top of it. But in the second layer or third layer, we can see that there are water molecules on top of it, on the side of it, or below it. So the examples are disinfectants. Disinfectants are usually solutions of low surface tension. So that is the reason this allow them to spread out on the cell walls of bacteria and disrupt them. So when we spray disinfectants, so it spread out on the cell walls of bacteria and disrupt those cells. So it helps in that way. So soaps and detergents, they help the cleaning of clothes. How? By lowering the surface tension of the water so that it more readily soaks into pores and soiled areas. Okay, so washing with hot water also helps in cleaning, because that its surface tension is lower and it is a better wetting agent now. But if the detergent lowers the surface tension, the heating may be unnecessary. Okay, so why bubbles are round? The surface tension of water provides the necessary wall tension for the formation of bubbles with water. The tendency of minimize that wall tension puts the bubbles into spherical shapes. So these are some practical examples of surface tension. So basically, the cohesive forces between molecules in a liquid are shared with all neighboring molecules. So whatever molecule, every molecule's cohesive force, they are shared with their neighboring molecules. But on the top of the surface, there are no neighboring molecules, and that is why they exhibit stronger attractive forces upon their nearest neighbors. That is below the surface and neighbors, the sides of the water molecules. So surface tension could be defined as the property of the surface of a liquid that allows it to resist the internal force due to the cohesive nature of the water molecules. So how can we see it at a molecular level? Water molecules want to cling to each another. At the surface, however, there are fewer water molecules to cling to since there is air above, thus no water molecules. This results in a stronger bond between those molecules that actually do come in contact with one another. And a layer of strongly bonded water is there. So this surface layer that is held together by surface tension creates a considerable barrier between the atmosphere and the water. In fact, other than mercury, water has the greatest surface tension of any liquid. Okay, so surface tension basically caused because on the top layer of the water molecule, there is no other water molecule, there is only air. If this is the surface, so we can see the interaction with the neighbors or the below the water molecule, they are enhanced. Surface tension in water owes to the fact that water molecules attract one another as each molecule forms a bond with the ones in its vicinity. At the surface, though the outermost layer of molecules has fewer molecules to cling to, therefore compensates by establishing stronger bonds with its neighbors. This leading to the formation of the surface tension. So a metal needle or paper clip has higher density than that of water. So it should dip in the water, right? So when it is dropped into water, it falls down into the bottom of the water. However, if we put it horizontally on the water with a lot of caution, it can float almost forever due to the surface tension of water. Surfaces, or more generally we can say interface, because this is the interface of liquid and gas phase, right? So some physical properties which are not found in the bulk of the same material. The best known example is the surface tension. So intermolecular force create the surface tension. The water molecules at the surface are pulled in by the cohesive force between themselves, and molecules inside the bulk and thus have higher potential energy than those inside. The water keeps its round surface shape because there are no water molecules outside the surface to balance this inward pull. This cohesive force acts like an elastic member which resists being torn. So, the magnitude of pressure exerted by an object depends on its weight and contact area. See, in this picture, we can see a needle is floating on the surface of the water. When we drop a needle vertically, even though it has the same weight, it has small contact area, right? So, it will lead to large pressure on the surface of the water, resulting in tearing the surface and falling down. In fact, that is why needles have such sharp tips. In contrast, if it is put horizontally to the surface of water, it has larger contact area and less pressure exerting on water surface. So if we put it horizontally, the contact area is more, so the pressure will be less, and that is why it will float on the surface of the water because of the surface tension. Okay, so when soap is added to water, the needle will be driven to sink by the disruption of the water's surface. The term surfactant is a blend of surface acting agent. Okay, surfactant. Surfactants are usually organic compounds that are amphipathic, meaning they contain both hydrophobic groups, that is their tails, and hydrophilic groups, that is their heads. Okay, hydrophilic groups will try to contact the water, and the hydrophobic group will stay away from the water. So therefore, they are soluble in both organic solvents and water. So, surfactants reduce the surface tension of water by absorbing at the liquid gas interface. Okay, so as these are the situation, there is polar head and non-polar head, so they will reduce the liquid gas interfaces surface tension. They also reduce the interfacial tension between oil and water by absorbing the liquid-liquid interface. So that is the reason if we add soap or detergent, which are not termed as surfactant, then the surface tension of that liquid will decrease, and that is the also the surface tension is the reason why the water striders are able to literally walk on the water. Surface tension also causes the water droplets on leaves. We have seen this kind of scenario, right? So on leaves to bead up, forming the smallest surface possible. Water molecules at the surface are pulled in by the cohesive force between themselves and molecules inside the droplet. Water keeps its droplets shape because there are no water molecules outside the surface to balance this inward pull. So these are two practical example of surface tension. Now, how we measure the surface tension? Surface tension is measured by stalagmometer. So this is the picture of a stalagmometer, and a stalagmometer is a device for investigating surface tension using the stalagmometric method. It is also called a stactometer or stalometer. The device is a capillary glass tube whose middle section is widened. Okay, so this capillary tube, but middle section is widened. The volume of a drop can be predetermined by the design of the stalagmometer. The lower end of the tube is narrowed to force the fluid to fall out of the tube as a drop, and a drop of liquid is allowed to form at the lower end of a capillary tube. Okay. The drop is supported by the upward force. That is, the drop will not fall. It will be supported by the upward force of surface tension acting at the outer circumference of the tube. The weight of the drop pulls it downward. So because of gravity, that is the weight of the drop. That is why it is coming downward. Two types of measurement are there: drop weight method and drop count method. Later, we will discuss these two types of measurements of surface tension. Hope you enjoyed the surface tension lecture. Thank you.